What's up, Hordlings? As an added bonus, I figured some of you might want to watch the making of 11th Hour. It might be out there on other channels. I don't fucking know. I'm going to go ahead and record it for you guys and talk some shit throughout it and all that good stuff. So, let's go. Fuck, man. I thought you were just going to play. In the beginning. Just go through all this shit.
3-5 apple, take 3.
Take 3 on my dick. Midnight rider, gonna fuck a ginger. Blue screen bitches, CRT monitors.
I want my mommy!
Wow, orcs. Whoa, check it out. It's a groovy green worm.
We thought the seventh guest was huge, and it was. And we went off to make the 11th hour, which we thought would not be, and it turned out to be maybe twice as big.
There's close to 2.5 hours of total video in the product. Of that, about 66 minutes is the film type video, another 15 minutes is in-the-house film type video, and the rest is all computer graphics.
Sit!
Good boy.
You forgot that 45% of the game was titties. And farting dogs.
We really thought 11th Hour was going to be just a sequel to the 7th Guest, and technically that's how we approached it. But as we started to do the 11th Hour, we realized that we couldn't do that. It had to be a lot more complicated. So we had to reinvent a lot of our own technology again.
You know, it gave us an opportunity to take what was a gothic horror story and update it, contemporize it, and add some more, fully fleshed out three-dimensional characters this time.
Maria, I hear you've been seeing Chuck Lynch.
So?
He's a married man.
So? Who cares?
So I care. You'll get a reputation, Marie. I don't want people calling my daughter a tramp.
Yeah? Well, like I said, like mother, like daughter.
Marie!
Save it.
Marie!
What?
Will you be home tonight?
Maybe.
There's new technologies and there's new frontiers to try and challenge the problem of creating an interactive drama, and that's a nut that we want to crack.
But as it turns out, we were not content to rest on our laurels, and we felt that not only did we have to keep ahead of the competition, we had to best ourselves.
So what's this story about?
You play the part of the famous television reporter Carl Denning, and you're investigating the disappearance of your producer in the creepy old staff mansion.
Don't do it.
Right, let's do Over My Dead Body.
It is late 1992. The seventh guest is near completion. During a series of team discussions, the idea of a sequel is raised, but quickly dismissed.
This is kind of like
We did
FMV.
not mean to do a sequel. We didn't even want to do a sequel.
Not likely that we're going to do a sequel.
The popularity of Seventh Guest just made it unnatural for us to do a sequel.
The market forces, dictated that we should take a second to look at that opinion and possibly go ahead and proceed and try to come up with a sequel idea.
But there was something inside the box which is called the Stealth Files, which gave background to what happened after the events in Seventh Guest, 70 years into the future. And from that would grow 11th Hour.
We felt that we didn't just want to do a straight sequel, staff in a house again running around with 6 guests. We wanted something original that would, actually work as a storyline, as well as something that would work as a game.
I'm researching a story on the staff match.
Oh?
I'm trying to follow a storyline involving Eileen Wiley. The legend, myth, or story. It seems that she's the only one who has survived an encounter with the mansion. Everyone else has either died or disappeared.
There are a lot of stories about that old house.
Work proceeds on the development of the story, and Trilobite decides to take the project well beyond the seventh guest. There will be more complex computer graphics, more numerous and challenging puzzles,
caterpillars, boobies,
dominated by the insidious Henry Starr.
Is it that you want? What can this house, my house,
whose house?
give you?
This is a film where you get to decide what happens. That at the end, it's going to force you to go inside yourself and really make you question your own values in terms of trust, and love, and what's important to you to end that movie.
Success, power, influence.
How can a house give anything to anyone?
Never doubt the power of this house.
What about the solving of these motherfucking puzzles?
The summer of 1993 arrives as Trilobite moves into bigger quarters. All of the individual elements of this immense project are complete, but now the full-length movie, the 3D effects, and the intricate puzzles somehow have to be brought to life by the programming team.
By hiding the technology, by hiding the video technology, not making that part of the, the game playing experience, by hiding how the sound works, by hiding how, the player is actually interacting and simplifying it all, she becomes more immersed within the environment and starts to believe.
You can tell this guy gets a lot of pussy.
We're a company of technicians and artists, and whatever artists want to bring to the party, that's if we find good story and a good way to tell it, that's what we're going to do. We don't put any limitations on ourselves.
Over the next year, many technical hurdles.
Is that Kim Jong-un?
There are other programmers who
Richard Gere
just
worked on this?
hit the
Oh wait,
wall
that ain't him.
and
That's...
can't go on. Graham's been able to go beyond that. There are other designers who design something that's good enough and stop there, and I think Rob went quite a bit beyond that. And so I think it's just that willingness, that extra human effort.
It's a big thing at Trilobite is that we aren't a no company. If an artist or a film director comes up and says, I want to have this special effect, I want a skull coming out of a pot of soup, and it has to be synced audio and the music has to be going fine, and then the pot of soup goes and kills someone, we have to say, we can do that.
And it is Graham himself who finally solves the biggest problem, placing all of the 11th Hour movie onto the game CD. He does it by inventing a new way to compress full-screen video without losing quality.
Compression basically takes one single image in the 11th hour, which is a very large image, and squashes it down into a couple of hundred bytes instead of it being a couple of hundred megabytes. And it takes it and it makes it much, much smaller. And that's the key to the technical success of the 11th hour.
In the early months of 1993, the movie script is complete, and artists begin developing the look of the 11th Hour.
Rob, Graham, and I discussed how to dirty up the new house based on Matthew Costello's new storyline. After discussing it for a short time, it was relatively easy to conceive how we would take existing material and just by overlaying dirt on everything, we could give that effect.
Man, it stinks in here. Like that dead raccoon your father found in the basement. Say what?
I needed to take existing materials, such as the wallpaper, and add various layers of dirt, mold, slime, dust, and whatever was necessary to create that sense of realism that you might find in an old haunted house.
Lead artist Robert Stein is recognized as a graphic artist and illustrator. His work with 3D computer graphics in The Seventh Guest brought him national acclaim. But in the end, the aim is to mask all of this technical wizardry.
What we always try and do in our products is hide the technology from the user, so that the player, the viewer, is actually unaware that all of this magic is going on in the background. All that he or she has to perceive is the story and the horror of the product.
The Forbidding House is
That
created
guy got a
with
haircut.
3D graphics.
No
But
way he
now
did
a
it.
cast of live actors must be brought inside the computer. Their actions blended realistically and believably with the furniture and other
fucking sweet monitor.
created objects.
So I would place a generic synthetic actor in the general place of the room where we
I remember having shitty monitors like
would
that.
then give this rendered
Fucking
background
crazy.
to our video director, who would shoot the live actor in a blue screen overlaid over on this background.
It's about time. Tell me what you want. The world is waiting.
Tell me what you want, what you really, really
Robin.
want.
Carl, where are you?
Titty, titty,
Never
titty,
mind
titty,
him,
titty,
he's an
time,
illusion.
time.
Tell me what you want.
The real Henry, please stand up.
Soup's on.
Soup's
Robert Hirschbeck, who haunted the mansion as Henry's staff in The Seventh Guest, returns to lead the cast of The 11th Hour.
The chop steak. In the kitchen scene, you get a culmination. It's the payoff to the Faustian bargain. Your Chuck, who becomes Chuck Roast, has made a deal with the devil. He's got what he wanted. He got everything he booked for. He signed on the dotted line, and now we're going to
How
have
come bald guys with hair on the side are
Life
creepy as
celebration.
fuck looking
Get out
every
there and
fucking
listen.
time? There is no such thing as a good-looking bald on top, hair on side
This
guy.
was a situation
Ever.
where
There's
we
good-looking
used
bald
something
guys,
that we
and there's
hadn't done
good-looking
before.
100%
It
hair
was an
guys.
interactive piece.
But there
And
isn't
kind of
such
the
thing as a
fact that
half and
nobody
half
actually knew what we
good-looking
were doing
guy.
was
No
was
fucking
kind
way.
of exciting too.
Ever,
All of this
never,
was going into a
fucking
game
ever.
technology. So we were putting these
Fuck
real
you,
live
Howard.
actors into a virtual reality setting.
Nice mustache, you
and that
fucking
in itself
pedophile.
meant we had to take these people and make them a little bit different than reality.
Hirschbeck clearly relishes the continuing role, and in explaining the character seems unwilling to entirely shed Staff's image.
Well, Henry Stauf is deliciously evil. He's your worst and he's your best nightmare. He'll give you anything you want. And he knows what's in your soul. And he'll get you every time. I want my mummy. And what do you want? Not your mummy.
The actors did things that they probably would question otherwise, but since it's so mysterious what this interactive stuff is, what happens with this computer, so they kind of just did it.
Beyond the challenge of portraying Staff, Hirschbeck employs his considerable acting talents to overcome the difficulties of working on a blue screen set. Here, imagination is a prime ingredient.
You have to continually find a balance between something that's real and then something that is abstracted.
What about the music? What the fuck? Oh, okay. So we can listen to the music.
The 11th Hour contains a 64-minute movie shot in Southern Oregon.
All right, let's go.
Wow, that explains a lot of the females in the acting. Actually, Oregon's pretty badass. Beautiful place, and lots of good
From the
breweries.
beginning, I felt that there was some necessity to really link the dramatic story with the gameplay.
We're bringing live actors into the situation, and we were one of the first of the games to do that in a high quality way. And we freed up the camera too. No longer is it just like mounted on a tripod in the middle of the room. We're
don't say
doing a
it.
lot of cinematic motion with cuts and close-ups.
Deadlines make it necessary to shoot the entire movie in just 10 days, and unpredictable May skies create more headaches. But the use of live actors is adding to the pioneering nature of the interactive drama. To shoot the interior scenes that will take place in the 3D virtual mansion, the crew moves to a converted warehouse using a technique to blend real actors with computer graphics.
Are you ready?
Ready? For what?
We did a lot of blue screen work for this film, which is very complicated and calls for a lot of sophisticated lighting techniques, as well as a great awareness by the actors of what they're doing, because they're working basically with nothing there, with things that will be placed in the screen later on. So they have to be working against a blank background.
Where's Eileen?
I don't know.
It's very critical that the blue screen be evenly lit so that it doesn't create shadows or dark spots.
The problem was trying to keep the architectural geography in my head, because as I changed from one camera angle to another camera, what we would do is we would reverse the positions of the actors. Then you're just trying to figure out exactly where that camera should be for that point of view.
I have to get out of here. I'm scared.
Well, wait. Where's Robin?
Why aren't you running? It's the 11th hour.
So far, 4 women and 3 men have been victims, fitting a pattern of homicide, and several others are missing. Robin Morales has been missing for more than 3 weeks and seems to have vanished without a trace.
Hello, Dr. Thornton. Robin Morales. I'm a producer with Case Unsolved.
What can I do for you, Robin?
I'm researching a story on the staff mansion.
You should go to the
She's
Game
the
Warden
producer for the
Mansion.
very popular
It's way
and
fucking
flamboyant
cooler.
Case Unsolved reporter Carl Denning.
Is that fucking
You're the only
Owen
person
Wilson?
who survived an encounter with the mansion.
Who told you that?
Everyone else has either disappeared or died.
Oh, come on.
Soup's on.
The newspaper said a guard dog tore your hand off. What really happened?
I was masturbating.
Ouch! Jeez, Marie. What are you doing?
I want to know what really happened the night you and Eileen Wiley went to the staff mansion.
Eileen got her hand bitten off by a guard dog.
I don't believe you. So what? What really happened to your hand?
Got bitten off by a dog.
It's probably one of those damn Rottweilers.
It was a dog, a vicious dog.
But really, Doctor, what did it look like to you?
Robin, it was a mess. A bloody mess.
Whoa!
She's always been evil. She's behind the
Pretty sure
violent
Rottweiler
happenings in this
cannot
valley.
Just take this
do
knife and
that
get
to
that
your
TV
hand
producer.
unless
Do you think the
you
current
just
rash of
let it
murders and disappearances are
punch
connected
the
to
fuck
house?
away on it? For a good minute.
Chuck him into the soup.
That house is not what it appears to be.
It's a raper house with raper grandmas.
Don't do it.
When your hair is as silver as the meat cleaver. Alright, I think that's all I can muster. Thanks for watching.